Good morning, good afternoon, good night. It's Wednesday, April 5th, 3:15 p.m. EST. We have ES2, one of our newer partners, and we're having them for an AMA to learn more about their project and what makes them special. So go ahead, Adam.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Adam. Obviously, I'm the lead dev for ES2 or EverSafuV V2. It is a community project, meaning there aren't really any owners or any paid team members. It's basically community run. We have a few different developers on the team. Myself, I'm Solidity backend, learning front end now. Pretty much full stack dev, and I'm in college as well for computer programming. I did spend about 22 years in the United States Marine Corps working with electronics and networking and programming as well. And I was a defense contractor for about 2.5 years, managing a large amount of contracts for a large defense contracting thing in the state of Florida. So that's a little bit about me and my background. A couple other developers have for the team. We got Alex. He helps out with a lot of the DAPPs in the website and all that. And we've got Mr. Magoo, who's coming on to help us with some of the contracts and gaming aspects we got coming up. And then we have quite a few great moderators like Bobbin, Robin, Depth Size, Bro, Angie. I mean, I can just keep going on and on. So we just got a lot of great team members, great moderators. Definitely, you want to meet them, come on over. They'll talk with you over in our Discord. We recently jumped over to Discord. Our Telegram's an announcement channel, so if you want to come chat with us, you'll have to be in Discord. But yeah, all the team is pretty open. You want to come chat with us? We'll give us our background, what our experiences have been in the space and whatnot. So that's a little bit about the team. The token, as far as token itself, it's on BNB Smart Chain. It is a rebase token. I know that's a naughty word for most people, but it's a positive rebase token, meaning that instead of it being a big number of tokens and then slowly decreasing by just moving a decimal point over till you have no tokens left and no money. This started out with a very small amount of tokens, 250,000 K to be exact, on August 16th, 2022 is when it launched. And it gains at basically an APY of about 318K, I think, APY. Or 0.0235% every 15 minutes. Basically is what you get, what we call auto staking, rebasing, whatever. That is the rebase for the token. So 0.0235%. That's what you're going to get, whatever you hold. And it's basically like auto staking. So instead of taking your tokens that you have, putting them in a staking contract, you don't have to do that. They're just automatically being staked in your wallet. That's the benefit of the rebase. On top of that, because it's every 15 minutes, it compounds 96 times a day. So that's how you get that such a high APY with all that compounding and everything else. So that's a little bit about the positive rebase. I think we currently have about 46 million total supply. I'll get into that later, but yeah, so start off with 250,000, we have 46 million now. That's how much we rebased since August 15th, 2022. Now, there's another component to it. Not only does it rebase, there's also a BUSD dividends on volume. So we recently did some tax restructuring. So it's a 5% BUSD dividends on buys and 7% BUSD dividends on sells. So if you hold ES2, depending on percentage held, you'll get a percentage of that BUSD dividend. So on top of the auto staking, auto compounding, you're also getting BUSD dividends on buys and sells on the volume. So as I said, we just changed the tax structure slightly. So it is now, here's the tokenomics of the token, basically. You have 5% that goes to the fire pit. So unlike a lot of other rebase projects like SAFU or other ones that failed, their fire pit was basically a personal wallet, typically. Some of them went to the dead wallet. Most of them were just a wallet that somebody owned. And inevitably, somebody took that wallet and sold it, right? Inevitably, that's what happened. So our fire pit goes directly to the dead wallet. 5% of every transaction goes to the fire pit. It's currently sitting at around 17.9% or something of total supply. So when I say there's 46 million tokens, there's actually only about 30 some million in circulation right now. It's at a very aggressive burn rate. We did that because to control the inflation of the rebase, obviously. And because that was one of the failures for a lot of the other rebases, is they weren't controlling the inflation. They had a very low burn rate and they weren't able to adjust it. Our contract, we can adjust that burn rate. It's currently set to 5%. The other part of the tokenomics, 5% and 7% BUSD that I brought up, 5% on sell, or I mean on buy, 7% on sell. And then the last portion is 5% to the treasury. So you're looking at the 5% to the treasury, which is the community funds. So that basically funds development, competitions, art, different things like that, paying for AMAs, stuff like that. It's the community funds, it's tracked. I need to update that, but it is a tracked wallet, so it's all on board, everything's legit. And all funds go to that wallet. So you're basically looking for a total tax of 15 and 17, which is actually a little bit higher than it's been. We're at about 10 and 12. We just increased it slightly recently. I know I just dropped a bunch of information about ES2, so are there any questions? Should I stop, rewind?
Oh yeah. So pretty much it was very understanding in the sense that it's a rebate token. There are certain mechanics to try and help make it not as inflationary, even though it is rebased. Pretty much, yes. You have the burn mechanisms, the burn rates. Right now, it's at 5%. There are not only benefits of having the ES2 token, which is auto rebasing over and over again without having to like go into a staking contract and stake it. Pretty much, what happens is when you hold it, you automatically, I'm assuming, you get more sent to your wallet.
What happens is the way the contract functions is on every sell, the first sell in any 15-minute period, everyone gets updated. So let's just say there hasn't been a sell for like 7 hours. The contract knows that, and it knows that there's been this many iterations. And then once there's a sell, it uses that gas to update everyone's wallet.
We have something very similar in that type of function. It's not a transfer tax, but it's like a transfer tax.
I sort of a little bit. It helps support the contract functions, but it's really not a tax. It's more just to help with the gas fees a bit.
Exactly. I'm actually very familiar with it. ZA has something very similar as well. So once it reaches a certain threshold, it's like maybe like 50 cents more on the actual gas. It doesn't take any ZA away, but and it happens like every 20 transactions. Once the threshold's met, in order for the taxes to kind of get hit, it then takes that higher gas fee to then like convert everything. So I definitely understand how that actually works as a system. It's not a transfer tax. It's actually pretty normal.
Yep, absolutely. Any other questions? I can start. I can share some screens, share the website, go over some more of the finer details, and our app as well.
Yeah, of course. Let's go into it. You have as much time as you want. You can really tell everyone exactly what ES2 is about. Go into the details. Go into the websites. Just again, this is your time to shine. I really like doing and formatting this way because I kind of like want this for me.
Gotcha. All right. So here, let me see if I can get this to work right. If not, I'll switch over to my computer. But I think I can do it here. All right. You guys see my screen? By the way,
I just want to add, there's still only 4 months, Adam, for the high rebase. Only 4 months left.
Yeah, I'll get into that. Can you guys see my screen, or is it not working right?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so you see here's our DAPP. So you got the dashboard, right? So there's 38 million circulating, got 47 million total supply. Here's your rebase timer. This is actually attached to the blockchain. This is, a lot of these DApps are just, 15-minute timer. This is actually attached to the blockchain. Treasury value, okay, that's only counting BNB and ES2 that's in there. That doesn't count any kind of stable coins or anything else, NFTs or anything like that. But you can see what we've got currently in the treasury for BNB. This is the treasury wallet, by the way. Market cap currently at about 287. Liquidity pools at 81,000. Fire pit amount, here you go, 8.3 million. That's $62,000 of the ES2 sitting in the dead wallet. Okay, 17.78% fire pit ratio. Okay, that's done through manual burns and that 5% adjustable burn ratio from the buys and sells. Okay, so as you can see there, we are aggressively going after that inflation issue, right? Got 24-hour volume, total BSU distribution, 52,000. That's going to start increasing a lot more since I upped the BUSD. It used to be 2 and 4, so now it's 5 and 7. So for our loyal holders who have been with us since the beginning, I figured they deserve a little more BUSD dividends. So that's going to start going up a lot more as well. We've been an active token since August 15th or 16th of 2022. So there's been a lot of loyal holders. So, man, it breaks down some other statistics. As you can see here, fairly healthy liquidity to market cap ratio, right? And that's very important with rebase tokens too. If you have a token that you know is inflationary by nature, you need to support that with a healthy liquidity pool. How I've done that is our token doesn't auto LP. Okay, I turned it off. It's worthless. Just a thing Pancake likes because they can take more fees. So I turned it off. So what do? I only add LP to one side of the LP pair. What side do you think that is? The BNB side. How do I do that? I buy back. So a lot of the treasury funds go to buybacks, okay? And what I'm doing with that is but everyone loves buybacks, right? What I'm doing is I'm adjusting the LP ratio to ensure that the ratio stays healthy because I'm only buying one side of that pair, right? So I'm removing ES2 from that LP pair and adding BNB, and therefore we've been able to maintain just about 25 to 35% right in that range the entire time this last 8-9 months. So by doing it that way versus just the auto LP, which we would have been sitting at probably 10% LP right now, percentage wise. So we've done a lot of proactive things just from things that I've seen and things that other team members have seen with other projects they've been on to be able to sustain, over a longer period of time.
I know you all have a fierce community, so definitely some loyal whales and some loyal holders. So definitely interesting to see a project, especially a rebase project, because you're right, rebase definitely has negative connotation to it. So definitely like to see that people are still really heavily supporting and still in it for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. Website's a little out of date. So here's the other thing that's coming up too. So I'm having Alex has got like a full-time gig with an actual it's pretty much a full-time gig for the next 6 months. So what we're going to do is, in order to provide better updates, turnaround times, and everything else, we'll be transferring over all of the websites, DApps, and everything under my control. So therefore, I'll be able to update information directly from my computer versus having to reach out to Alex to get that done, right? So there's going to be some reworks and some updates, but basically here within the next day or two, I'll be able to start updating a lot of information and adding a lot of the new stuff that I'll get into here next, I guess. Let's see, I'm going to stop sharing for just a second. Okay, so that was a little bit about the website, the DAPP. Oh, you know what? I forgot to show you all the staking we got. See, it's been a minute, all right? So you guys got to relax. I haven't done an AMA in a while. All right, so I'm gonna reshare my screen again. I'm sorry, I'm terrible, guys. But yeah, so we do have the app's got pretty cool. It's got a lot of different things in it right now already. So I don't know if you can see here. We can go over to calculator. Yes, connect. You can play with your stuff in the calculator, see how much you make or you think you're going to make. You can pull up your own account. Connect. Thank you. Staking. We got different staking NFTs. I don't know why I just keep doing that, but that's okay. So let's see here. We've got right here. This has been updated. See, these are one of those things I can't update myself. I have to have Alex do it. But over the next day or so, we'll be able to update this. So this staker right here, the NFT OGs, we updated that to 10 a day. I know the app says 5 a day, but it's actually 10 a day, 10 ES2 a day. If you own one of those NFTs, I just upped these NFTs to 5 a day. So if you own one of our Floki Pulse NFTs, you're going to earn 5 a day, ES2. And then, of course, we have our ES2 10K club, which is behold more than 10,000 ES2. You can get one of the NFTs that I send to you, and then you can earn an additional BUSD by staking the NFT. And then, of course, we've got the, why am I on CrowChain? That's the problem. Some reason I'm on CrowChain. Hold on a second. Smart Chain. There we go. Okay, so now we're on Smart Chain. And then we have the ES2 crew. Now, these are the interactive NFTs. Right here. Which are acting up. So we'll do this. I'm going to my wallet. All right, now can you guys see it? Is it loading now?
Yeah, it is.
All right, good.
Yeah.
I don't know what was going on there. So here, we'll go over here. ES2 Crew Lounge. Is that loading now? Okay, so here's the interactive NFTs we got right here. So these are the newer ones. These ones you can go ahead and name. You can give it a bio. They have different rarity levels that are generated on Mint. You can level them and you can rank them up. And what these will be are basically like your game passes or your software passes for the platform and the apps and games that I've been working on. So with these NFTs, it's going to basically be like a subscription pass kind of thing, right? Or like a software license. So different, for instance, we'll look at some of the stats here. So you got rarity level. So rarity level might act like let's say a multiplier for rewards or for power or whatever. Let's say level might add to total score, might add to power level of certain games or whatever. Rank may come with privileges, right? So maybe you might have to have a certain rank NFT to get into certain channels in Discord or get into certain whitelists for upcoming things. Maybe you might have to have a certain rank to be able to access certain applications or games or be part of certain tournaments, right? So rank is more like will act as a more of a access thing, right? And then you've got your bio. You can put up to, I don't know, I can't remember how many characters I put in there, maybe 200, 225 characters. So you can put a bunch of stuff in there. And this is information that's not metadata, right? I mean, it is metadata, but this is on-chain metadata, okay? So this is stuff that stays with the NFT, right? So that's what makes it unique. So this is all stuff that stayed within the stats that is on the blockchain. So if you name it and you rank it and all the other stuff, and then you transfer it to somebody else, it's going to have all your information on there, your name, how much you've leveled it and everything else. They can go ahead and rename it and change all that stuff, but then they keep the levels and everything else. So therefore now you're building value within your NFT, right? Because all the important information is saved on chain. All the information that can be upgraded is saved on chain. So it's immutable, which is kind of neat. It does have metadata as well, of course, for the attributes on the randomness, but the important stats that really matter are the ones that are created on chain. Another neat use for the bio is if, let's say, you do stuff around the space, right? Well, your bio, you can put your contact information or whatever in your bio, right? And it's on chain. Now you've got like a little business card, right? You can show them your NFT. Pulls up. Oh, look, here's my bio, right? So it's kind of cool in that way. These also, there are 200 and let's see, 250 of them originally. Yeah, 166 left. They're 0.25 BNB a piece. They also mint credits. Okay, so they auto mint credits to you. So you earn 10 credits a day currently with these NFTs. These credits are what you use to do level ups, name changes, rank ups, that sort of thing. They will also be eventually used to purchase NFTs with and other things within the ecosystem. Credits is going to be our taxless, liquidity poolless, all around ecosystem token, right? That way it can be utilized as in-game currency, in-app currency. It's not a cryptocurrency. It's not backed by a liquidity pool, but yet it's being tracked, and we're utilizing the blockchain functions as an ERC20, but it's not an actual token, so it's not qualified as crypto. So when we start into our actual app production, you know, Play Store app, iOS, we're not going to run into these issues with, well, that Web3 companies run into, right? Because they don't want to post stuff about crypto. Well, it's not crypto, right? It'll be NFTs and in-game assets only. So I'm creating a wall between the crypto side, ES2 side of the house, and the Web3 side of the house with all the new stuff that I'm building. Now, that being said, you can still transfer ES2 one-to-one right now, currently, one ES2 for 1 credit if you want some more credits, because you don't want to wait to earn them to do something to your NFT. With the platforms that we're building out, with the games and everything else, one of the other things we'll be doing is having leaderboards and contests, right? So those will be rewarded in, you know, may have credits as rewards, ES2 as rewards, different kinds of rewards at the end of, let's say, a week. Top leader gets this amount, or end of the month, you know, top 3 leaders get this amount. So will we be able to bake in running contests and events like that into the whole interactive NFT gaming sort of environment that I'm building out. All right, any questions on that?
Yeah, when is the actual games going to be up and running? I'm really interested. Usually, I'll be honest, I've been like really hesitant about crypto in games because most of the people, and again, I feel like this is like kind of factual, most people that say, hey, I'm having these games that come out, even if it's not crypto related, but it's a little bit crypto related, NFT related, the games are absolutely horrible, like quality wise. So I'm really interested to see, like, do you have any samples of the game? Let's see it.
Okay, so for the games, so what we're doing for the games, we started out with, what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna redo a bunch of old arcade games, right? Like Asteroids, Galga, Space Invaders, those type of games, right, at first. So and also sort of like card games, you know what I mean? But fun, entertaining games, right? And then what I'm hoping to do is attract other developers, more seasoned game developers, to see how the platform works, see how the Web3 interactions, because we'll be dealing with, and part of the reason why this is taking so long, by the way, for all this to come out, I know I've been talking about it for a while, is I'm utilizing like 5 or 6 different technologies to make all this work, right? So when I get it all so it works seamlessly, I'm not a game designer. I'm not going to come out and say that I'm the greatest game designer on the planet. What I am is I'm a Web3 developer, right? So what I'm trying to do is come up with some fun to play, easy games that I can make, but have a platform that I developed so that I can bring in other game developers and show them how easy it is to develop on Web3. Standard, you know, Web2 developers say, hey, look, you can use Unity. Third Web just came out with the Unity SDK. I've been playing with it all week. It's freaking awesome. So, you know what I mean? I'll be able to have that platform, the documentation, I'll post it up on GitHub, you know, instructions how to get it, how other developers can then start developing on our platform. Obviously, we'll have to, you know, there'll be some conversations and everything else, but the idea is to bring in other actual game developers or software developers to come in and start utilizing our NFT sort of subscription or licensing on our platform. Sort of like a Steam, but for Web3 idea. So that portion of it, I don't have done yet. I do have an Asteroids game made. I did show it. There's a video on posted in one of our other things. I'm not on my computer, so I can't load it up right here. But the reason it's taking so long is because hooking all those different pieces together. So you got your front end, you got your middleware, so you got security, and then you got your back end where all your personal information will be stored, right? Well, what we're utilizing is IPS. We're utilizing the blockchain. We're going to be utilizing Third Web as our middleware. I've decided on that. I've been importing all our contracts into Third Web's environment right now. That's also what I've been doing all week. They make it very easy for API calls, SDKs, those sort of things to work. Makes it very easy to develop on. They automatically publish contracts to GitHub, IFPS, everywhere. So it's a very automated, nice, easy middleware. They provide a very fast RPC. They handle all, there's no private keys involved. So it's very secure middleware, right? That's the idea. You gotta have a buffer between your front end and your back end where all your secure stuff is. And that third web's gonna act as our middleware. Front end wise, there are several different platforms that you can build on for our front end. So we're working with Azure web apps. We're working with Versal apps. So there's different front end pieces I'm looping in. You know what I mean? So it's a whole bunch of different pieces I'm trying to connect. Once that all works, then we'll be able to produce stuff. One thing that I did actually do.
Do you want to show them the staked NFTs? Do you want to show them?
The what?
The NFTs that are already out and staked. ES2, S-Pulse, 10K.
Sure, I'll show that.
Also the tickets.
I'll bring this up here. So this is something, so this is just some stuff that Robin came to me one night, like 2 nights ago at 1 a.m. He's like, hey, I got a great idea. We're going to start a raffle. You burn 1,000 ES2 to the fire pit, you get a raffle ticket. At the end, we burn 90% of it. Somebody gets 10,000 ES2. I was like, cool, I make an app for that. Boom, now you have an NFT contract. You can come here to our ES2 raffle. You can go ahead and mint one of these raffle tickets for 1,000 ES2, which goes to a split payment contract. As soon as we sell 100 tickets, we'll pick a random wallet. It'll get 10,000 ES2, and then 90,000 ES2 goes to the burn wallet. And we're just going to keep this raffle up because it's a great idea. It's built on an ERC 1155 contract. It's very simple to update. All you got to do is change token ID. Boom, you've got a new raffle. So it's just different things like this that we've been working on in the background and adding piece by piece. What I'm doing is trying to pull all our different apps and everything else into one platform. There's where your delay has been. As far as what Robin was talking about with the staking. So we'll go over staking. Let's see here. What do I got here? As you can see here, 552 ES2 rewards so far, $3.88. There's 769 staked. There's 1,000 minted. This is actually 5 a day. Like I said, it needs to be updated. I don't know if I have any of these OGs on this one. Let me go to my whoop. There you go. Then we got our OGs, if it'll load. Connect. These are at 10 a day, so I've got 5. So I'm actually earning quite a bit, 130. I actually just claimed the other day. And then we've got the ES2 10K club. This is what I was talking. This is what we're talking about. So there's 89 staked in the 10K club. So I try and add about 125 bucks, 150 bucks a week, basically into this fund right here, or as much as volume basically allows, right? We add into here just a little extra BUSD that people can have access to.
Yeah, man, it seems like you all are doing a lot over at ES2. There is a lot of stuff. You can tell that there's been a lot of time put into the project. Other than just like the concept, the contract, or anything, you can just tell there's so much going on in regards to the NFTs, the stake NFTs, the credits, the lottery systems, the rebases, the BUSD, the USDT rewards. There is a lot of time. So real quick, Adam, I have a question for you that's kind of not going towards ES2, but it is a little bit. It seems that you work so much on this project. Is this like your profession?
Oh, I'm retired. Well, you can call it my profession, I guess. I'm retired military, so I don't have a job. I go to college full time, but this is what I do. I just do Web3 design, blockchain development. I do work for other people as well. Not so much in recent times because I've been working on my own stuff, but I did a lot of work for several other different projects throughout, Chronos, Ethereum, Poly, BNB chain, just mostly EVMs for Solidity. Made a couple of web pages for some people, so I've done some work like that. I also did a lot of auditing work for people's contracts, right? When they're trying to make a contract, can't get something to work, or or when they're going to go up for a CertiK audit, they'll call me in. I'll go through their contracts, make sure it looks good, because I've been through 2 CertiK audits. I know what they look for. I know how to, what the security flaws they're looking for. You know what I mean? So we can try and fix their contract before they go and spend 25K and get told the same thing. So I do some of that. Some, like I said, less now because I've been really busy doing this. But yeah, I've been doing this for about 3 or 4 years. I would say about a year full time, year and a half full time.
Okay, yeah, really, really interesting. You can definitely tell that you are putting in a lot of work into ES2.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's fun. For me, it's I get to apply a lot of the things that I've learned throughout the years, just in general, in developing software and developing different things. And then what I've learned over the last 3 to 4 years with blockchain. The idea is to create a seamless Web3 gaming environment for Web2 people, basically. You know what I mean? That's the hard part, right? Because for most people, or blockchain, or in general, right? Web2, where I'm talking www.google.com, right? That's Web2. Your bank account, basically like Web2, right? People understand PayPal, that's Web2. People don't understand blockchain. They don't understand. They don't understand how when you take blockchain or blockchain technologies or IPS, another decentralized technology, and you add that to, let's say, Web2, all of a sudden, boom, now you got Web3. They don't understand what that concept is. They don't even care what Web3 is, right? So my goal is, in the end, would basically be so that people just download the app, start going. They can buy credits with their credit card or PayPal or whatever, and then they just can mint their NFT to get their pass and start going, right? They don't even have to know they're actually playing on a blockchain, right? That's my goal, to make Web2, Web3, to make that whole line completely invisible to those who don't care, but yet accessible for those who understand.
It's pretty cool.
And if you want to learn, there'll be docs so you can learn. But if you don't want to learn, you can just leave all your stuff on a custodial wallet from my platform and still do all the stuff you want. But if you want to get your own Web3 or your own personal wallet, you can go ahead and play that way too. Either way.
That's pretty cool. Like kind of merging Web2 and Web3 together.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying. Kind of like the end goal would be so it's seamless, right? So if you're just like that normal housewife and you like solitaire, and it was cool because you could get this cool NFT and play solitaire and then earn these credits, and then all of a sudden you could do all this other cool stuff with, or whatever. Let's just say as an example, you don't even understand that I'm utilizing IPS, the blockchain, Azure web apps, 5 different other services to make that happen, right? You're not going to see all that. That all you're going to see is you're playing solitaire and earning credits with your NFT. You know what I mean? So that's the goal. And then it'll bring in more adoption towards Web3 once people understand that, oh crap, this is crypto? Sort of. You want to know crypto? Then join our Discord, right? So it's kind of like a way to also bring in some of these Web2 game developers and Web2 game players, right? Esports is all Web2. It's all, EA Games doesn't care about crypto. Steam doesn't care about crypto. None of those people care about crypto. They don't have to. They have Web2 solutions for all their stuff, right? So the idea is to show them how they could take their Web2 solutions and how Web3 makes it better. And to show smaller studios how they can do it themselves too. You know what I mean? That's my real goal.
Okay, definitely. Last question I have for you, then we can go to community questions.
Sure.
Compared to what you thought ES2 would be from the very beginning vision, is it what it ended up going to become now when you first started the project to now?
And it's obviously evolved. It started from me being upset because the original EverSafuV2 developers were stealing everybody's money. I was a big investor in there. So we started ES2. with myself and a bunch of other investors. I said, hey, well, start it. If you guys want to support it, I'll start an actual one that works and that you're not going to get your funds stolen and LP stolen. And so that's how it started. And it just started, we got a lot of attention. I mean, we raised 79 BNB in a private sale with nothing, no website, no nothing. And then we had like a 250 BNB pre-sale that sold out in like 5 seconds. And then we got like NFTs sold out right away. So there was just a bunch of hype in the beginning. And it sort of evolved over time where I always knew you weren't going to be able to keep the project running on the token buys and sells alone. Doesn't matter how much advertising you do, how many AMAs you do, you're not going to survive on just token buys and sells. And then, of course, okay, so we got NFTs. Everybody does NFTs now. That's pretty much standard. If your project doesn't have an NFT, it's going nowhere. It's a DGen play. It's junk, right? And even now, DGen play's got NFTs, right? So it doesn't matter. So I was like, okay, well, so it started evolving, right? So once something becomes normal, then I'm like, oh shit, we can't do that no more. I got to go do something else, right? So that's how it's sort of evolving, right? And then it kind of evolved into this thing. Well, damn, why don't we just try and make like a Web3 Steam and bring in all these other smaller devs that I know, and maybe attract some of these other gaming devs and bring them into our little community we're trying to start here. And maybe we can start like some sort of esports Web3 type stuff, or get some other, just try and grow the Web3 space. That's, it sort of evolved into that, right? It started out as being an open, transparent project, a rebase project, and it's turned into just, I don't know, man. It's turned into a monster. That's all I can say. So yeah, I'm not where I thought I would be. I'm a lot farther along than I thought I would be, and we're attempting a lot more things that we originally set out to do, but we're doing it along the same lines. And from the very beginning, I said I'm not going to put out a year-long roadmap. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't sure where we were going to exactly being headed, right? And this is partially why, because it's constantly evolving.
I completely agree with you in that sense. I've always said that if you can't be adaptive, you're really not going to succeed in my eyes, especially in Web3. If you're not adapting to becoming newer or innovating, or you keep on pushing the boundaries of what's possible and what's not possible, you're just going to end up dying. So it's very interesting that like at first it was rebase, then it goes to the NFTs, and then it turns into something more, right? And now you can stake the NFTs and just having an NFT. Now they're interactive NFTs. Now there's the lotteries. Now you're trying to turn it into a game. And I understand all of those aspects on why you've done that, especially, coming from a project owner standpoint. I understand that a lot of people might be like, oh, well, that's an amazing solution, but that solution's already been done and now everyone's copying it. So I understand definitely about that in that aspect. So very interesting to know that you are trying to be as adaptive as possible to keep staying afloat. So I love the drive. I love the just the whole innovative aspect of just keep going. Let's keep building. Let's keep making what makes us special. When someone comes to our ecosystem, they're like, wow, not only can I do this, I can do that, and I can do that. And really pushing the boundaries, but still keeping the core foundation of like, well, I love Solidity. I love Web3. I want everyone to love it too, even if they don't understand it. That's a really cool vision, because that's kind of like, even though that's not like ES2's mission statement, it's Adam's mission statement. And again, your project can only be as good as the person in charge. So I think that how you're wanting to go about it is definitely very creative. So again, props to you and props to your drive on being fun and being new.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Of course, man, always. But yeah, we can move it over to community questions, unless you have some more information.
No, man, I could talk all night, so I'll just get somebody else to ask questions or something.
Okay, let's see. So one of our users, Scavenger, said, do the rebase rewards get sent to everyone, or do they appear by themselves without a transaction on the blockchain?
There's no transaction on the blockchain. What it does is updates everyone's wallet. So it updates the contract, and then that updates everyone's wallet. It's not going to show up as a transaction, but it's only triggered by the first sell in every 15-minute epoch. So it breaks it down in every 15-minute compound period. It won't do it. It won't update your wallet until there's a sell within a 15-minute period. It'll keep track, but it won't do it until.
And then the second question is, but again, how does the transfer of rebase rewards get transferred without appearing on the blockchain? Just curious how it works.
Because it's rebase, so it's the contract. So the older rebase style contracts, what they would do is they would basically just move a decimal point, right? Every so often. You know, it can be even manually controlled. This one does it over a period of time. And I guess this kind of goes into what I guess Rob and I forgot to answer this one. So the rebase period, the way the contract works is it's set up, and you can go on our white paper or our Git book and read about the exact how it's broke down. It's on our website. But basically it's set up into these different epochs. So the first 12 months, you're going to get the 312K APY, 318K APY, whatever it is for the first year. Then drops down for, I believe, 6 months. It drops down from like 0.0235% every 15 minutes to like 0.00235%, right? So it drops almost, a tenth of a percent. It's the contract doing that. So when it updates your balances, it knows math that, okay, we've had this many epochs since the last time, and it updates your balances and total circulating supply mathematically with inside the contract, not inside your wallet. And then when your wallet says, how many tokens do I have? The contract says this many. That's why you don't see a transaction.
It still causes a gas fee, though, in order to send to the null address.
Yes, because the contract starts the process. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's what Scavenger's asking about is where can they see? Because if there's a gas fee, then there is a transaction on the blockchain, right?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't actually researched it that deeply, but if you go into internal transactions with inside the contract, you can see everything the contract's doing. So if you go on BSC scan, right, and then you've got all those different tabs on there, transactions, holders, internal transactions. Click onto the contract and go into internal transactions, you'll be able to see what the contract is doing. Any contract, really. And then you can even dig deeper if you want to figure out exactly what methods they're calling. You can even pop that open, look into details, and tell you exactly what methods they called, from what wallet, on this transaction at this timestamp. You can get in as deep as you want to. I haven't exactly done it, so I can't really answer that as fully as I guess he wants, but you can do the research. It's all there on BSC scan.
Yeah, Adam, I think I get his point. So he thinks he's getting more tokens compared to others. The thing is, Scavenger, you're not. That's the whole point. Like everybody gets the same
it's
percent
based
every
on
15
percentage
minutes.
held.
It's
based on percentage held.
Address. Exactly. Yeah.
So that's the different way. Okay, so you have to think about this token differently. So when you look at our token holders list, what you want to look at is not how many tokens they hold, their position, how percentage held. That's the number that matters, right? Everyone's going to get more tokens. Everyone rebases at the same rate. Every holder rebases at 0.0235%, at least for the next 3 months. So every holder rebases at the exact same rate. The only thing that changes is how many tokens you have. So if I hold 2% of the token circulating supply, how much do you think I'm rebasing every 15 minutes? Quite a bit, right? If you multiply 2% of total supply by 0.0235%, it's quite a bit. I rebase every 15 minutes, if that's how much I held. So it's based on your percentage held. So you have to look at the token differently. So look at how many tokens you hold. Look at how much percentage of total supply you hold. That's how you can actually find out your that's how I track the value of my wallet. Because you know what? The rebase, as I said, goes in phases. You get about 3-4 months of high rebase. Then it drops to 6 months, rebase lowers. After that, it drops way low. So you've only got really, I would say, you got 3 or 4 months of good rebase. You got 6 months of nice rebase. And then after that, you're going to get normal sort of like stake and reward type rebase. It's all outlined exactly, the time scale and everything in the white paper. I just don't have I haven't done an AMA in like forever, so I don't have it memorized anymore. But it does break it down and it does slow down. There's only a maximum 3.25 billion tokens will ever be. So we're at 46 million right now. It's going to take 13 years to hit that number. So as you can see, the rebase slows down quite a bit as we go along in time, right? So as we go along in time, the rebase slows down. Once again, I don't know if that answered that question or not, but I don't know.
And it will never be reached because we're burning already like 18%.
Right. Yeah. And already 17.7% is always going to be burnt. So like that number would never change. That's what I'm saying. You have to look at the percentages. That dead wallet holds 17.7%. It can never hold less. It'll never hold less than that. It'll just keep growing because it's rebasing too. You know what I mean? The dead wallet's rebasing too. All the wallets are rebasing. Every holder, every contract, everything is rebasing. Anybody who holds an ES2 is rebasing. So the LP is rebasing. That's why I only add BNB. I don't add ES2. I don't need to right now because the LP side is rebasing. I only add BNB. I already know the ES2. Why would I dilute the LP even more? I already know the ES2 is rebasing on that one side of the LP pair. So I only add BNB. Everybody is rebasing. Same rate. It only depends on how much you rebase each 15 minutes, on how much you hold. That's the only difference.
One important thing, Adam, people looking at the chart now, they will see that it keeps going down. It's red. It's because of the high inflation. So once August hits, it will slow down a lot. And then after 6 months, another, so it will start looking green. When the market cap increases, it starts looking green. Now, if it increases, it doesn't even look green. It looks as if it's going sideways and even going low sometimes. So just
if you're
between one day and the other, it will look it will look bullish. The chart will start looking bullish all by itself.
It's definitely possible to have the chart look like shit and you're still making money. Trust me. I'm still up. I've been holding since the beginning. I don't care. I'm still up. You know, and I've sold some. I've rebased, sold some, whatever. I'm still way up. Like, it's just the way it works. The key is to hold. Because once that the APY does start dropping, the supply will start going down. And that price of that token will change. And even a sideways chart is a positive chart in a rebase token. So even if it's lowering a little bit, as long as the amount being minted versus the amount being burnt is at a somewhat controlled rate, nothing to worry about. Not to mention, there's profit sharing that's going to be handled once we start with the games and NFTs and stuff that are coming out. Profit sharing is coming back to the treasury, which means that I'll be boosting up that LP pool. Which will help the chart. That's something else to think about too. Everything I'm developing, that's how it reaches back to ES2. Even though some of it doesn't seem like it's directly attached to ES2, there's going to be profit sharing involved with it. That's going directly back into ES2 treasury. Well, I know that was concern to some people because I'm diverging somewhat.
So Adam, I used to, one of the first cryptos I bought, I guess one of the first cryptos that I bought that kind of had something similar, but it wasn't like a rebase like that where I just hold it in rebase. Well, I guess they came out with another version that did, but I didn't buy that version. Anyway, it was Ohm. Ohm was a DAO that, through their bonding, you would, it was the first. It was the first DAO that had that type of mechanism that would kind of rebase and all that. But anyway, one thing that they had on their dashboard, which was really interesting, was that if you bought, I think it was 1 Ohm, they showed it. And then if you would have held that Ohm and then kept doing their bonding all the way into the date you did, you would be net positive. Is there anything that you have on the ES2 platform which shows that? That if you would have bought,
you can go into the DAPP. You can go into the DAPP and play with it. There's a calculator in there. There's it'll show you, it'll tell you your statistics on your wallet. You know how much you've rebased since you've owned any ES2, how much rebase rewards you've earned. And then you can go ahead and push it out. There's even a calculator that you can go scroll up. Let's say if I hold 10,000 ES2 for 30 days, what will it be? Well, I can tell you right now, at the current APY, in 32 days, you'll double your wallet. So whatever you hold in ES2, in 32 days, it doubles. That's what it works at right now with the APY. But you can play with all that in our DAPP. Yeah, there's a calculator. Your stats paid for your own account. It'll give you all those stats for you. It's all listed there. And like I said, you can play in our calculator and see what it would be in, say, another 3 months.
Definitely. Well, Adam, I will see if there's any more community questions I'm all tapped out on questions. We can go straight to see if there's any more. You all can ask anything. The people that have been listening, go ahead, hop off mic, message in the Telegram chat. We'll give it a couple minutes. Adam, I think you did a really good job. Your ecosystem is huge, and there is a lot of development that you've done. You can tell you've spent months of actual work, not months like as in the project, like months of actual work into building the ES2 ecosystem. So definitely interesting on how much time. Like I think I spend a lot of time on my project, but it just sounds like the amount of development that you've done is insane. So yeah,
I'm usually coding about 8 hours a day, so at least sometimes 12 or 16, depending if I'm like on a manic mode or not. There's lots of stuff to play with. I can't help myself.
No, I will agree with you. There's a lot of stuff to play with. So we'll give it a couple more minutes. We'll give it a minute left, actually. See if anyone has any other questions. And then I guess tomorrow we'll have an AMA and the ES2 Discord channel where we kind of talk about this and then introduce our business.
I'll be more set up. I'll show the game. I'll show asteroids. Oh, you know what? At the end of your thing, when you're done, dude, I'll show you asteroids. At the end of your thing tomorrow. I'll be better set up, so I'll show you asteroids at the end of the thing tomorrow. I'll let you do your whole thing though. I don't want to steal anything from you, but I'll have it working tomorrow for you.
Okay, sweet. No, dude, I actually you're talking about like the game like Galactica, right?
This one, first one I made is asteroids, just because it was a pretty easy game to make, but it's pretty cool. I'll show you it.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, I definitely can't wait to see it. I like old arcade games, like the old ones that are like, super simple. I move my mouse and I can shoot. So, yeah,
yep. That's what we're going for. Old arcade games, man.
I actually thought about incorporating something like that for ZA one day, but Zonymous is so focused on financial technology. I was like, you know what? Let's just focus and keep innovating our specific niche. But I definitely did think about possibly getting into games. So pretty cool, though. So, again, I don't think we have any questions. Adam, I think you did a great job, man. Any closing remarks?
I just appreciate you guys having us and looking forward to this partnership and looking forward to your information you're going to provide to our community. Because I got to be honest with you, I don't really fully understand your ZA either. So I'm going to be all ears myself. So I can't wait.
All right, sweet. Yeah, and I definitely can't wait to describe. Just like you, I like to talk as well. So you're going to be hearing an earful, I guess.
Hey, that's fine, bro.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. So we'll have the other AMA tomorrow. I think it's 9 p.m. UTC is what it's scheduled for.
Sure, sounds good. I don't have any class or anything tomorrow. So.
Okay, perfect. Well, again, Adam, thank you so much. I'm about to end the recording right now.
Sounds good. Thank you for having us.